I'm shocked. I am shocked that you don't understand why people like me and millions of other Americans are upset, annoyed, and looking for answers that a guy like Common would be entertained at the White House.
Look at the picture. It's hard not to blame us, but time forgives. In the shy where the young die often.
Common traveled to Cuba, all right, to meet with Joanne Chesimard, who was convicted of killing a New Jersey state trooper. Common said, quote, "Damn, this was somebody who fought for my freedom." This is a cop killer. This is a woman who gunned down, along with two other accomplices, a woman who is a member of the Black Liberation Army, who they found 16 live rounds in her purse. And this guy thinks she's great.
Thinks she's innocent.
No. She's great.
Well, but also
this was somebody who fought for my freedom. It made me want to do better in life.
I can't speak for him because I'm not him.
Yes.
I don't think.
Not yet.
I can rap. I rapped on the show, and I think it was pretty impressive. Oh, Riley! Oh, really? I know that you film me because I jokes to the folks while you choke on that smoke. You are saying that he is celebrating a cop killer or promoting cop killing.
No, I'm not saying he's promoting cop killing.
Well, people on your network are.
Let's just speak to me.
All right, I'm talking to you.
Celebrating a cop killer, yes.
Okay. Here's the only distinction I would make there, and I can't speak for him. What I think he's doing is not celebrating, but honoring someone he thinks was wrongly convicted of cop killing. I think he believes she was convicted unjustly.
Okay.
Now, again.
So that's fine. And if Common wasn't even born when this crime took place, thinks that based on nothing because the evidence is overwhelming, all right, he's entitled as an American to do that. The President of the United States, though, takes him into the House, all right, thereby validating him. Come on, that was a bad decision. It was a bad decision.
You're saying that by having him at the White House, that, in essence, was tacit approval of everything he's ever done.
No.
To some extent.
It validates him, all right?
As an individual.
It elevates him
as an individual.
As a poet or whatever. Do you know how many poets would have liked to have been there?
Let me ask you a question.
No. Let me ask you a question. Why was he selected, in your opinion? Why did he get that honor, in your opinion?
Because I think he's not defined as an artist by this Assata Shakur case.
This is big.
I think he's defined. Well, I think it probably isn't as big in his career as you might think it is. Let me go to a different point, if I may. It sounds like what you're saying is, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't want to be wrong when I'm with you, because you know I got mad love for you. That's a rap phrase.
I got it.
All right. Correct me if I'm wrong. What you're saying is, if an artist supports someone that has been convicted of killing a cop, they should not be allowed to go to the White House.
No, it's a little bit more than that.
Okay, say it again.
I am saying that when a president invites someone, in this case the First Lady invites someone, the resume has to be put in front of them. And they have to select people who are almost unimpeachable, all right, because they're getting that honor to go to the White House. This guy is controversial all day long with this stuff. Not only did he support this cop killer or celebrate the cop killer, he celebrated another one in Philadelphia.
Again, he's celebrating someone he thinks was unjustly. He's not celebrating.
Is this Perry Nason we're talking about now? Is this the most brilliant lawyer of all time?
Who?
This Common.
Common. Well, let me ask you a question.
On.
Are you familiar with Leonard Peltier?
Yes.
Okay. Leonard Peltier was convicted of killing two FBI
All right, now we're going on to Wounded Knee.
It's similar.
All right. No, it's not.
Why is it not?
Because you're petty-fogging the issue.
It's the exact same thing. It's a guy convicted of killing a law enforcement official. No? Guess who wrote a song about Leonard Peltier?
Yeah.
Bono.
Okay.
Guess where he was? The White House. Booyah!
All right.
That's a rap word.
Did Bono?
Yes.
Did he actually come out and say that he was innocent?
Oh, I think that's the crux of the song.
No, I think it was raising questions about it. And the basic thing.
Now who's pettifogging? Now I can't even see you.
I can't.
You're pettifog. No, that is exactly the same.
Okay.
Bob Dylan wrote a song about a convicted killer named Hurricane Carter. He's been to the White House. Why are you drawing the line at Common? There is a selective outrage machine here at Fox that pettifogs only when it suits the narrative that suits them. This guy is in the crosshairs in a way that he shouldn't be. Whether you agree with him or not, you may think he's ignorant in believing that Assata Shakur is innocent. You may think he's ignorant in believing that Mummy is. But then guess what? Bono can't go to the White House. Springsteen can't go to the White House. Bob Dylan can't go to the White House. You got a lot of people that aren't allowed to sit in the White House because they've written songs.
That because Bono, Springsteen, and Bob Dylan wrote songs defending people who were accused of heinous things, that I have to give Common a pass because he did the same thing.
You have to be consistent with your outrage.
Let me be consistent. I will. Common visited, went to see.
So what if Bono went to see Leonard Peltier?
In Cuba,
so now that's your line? You're putting yourself in a smaller and smaller box.
I'm not.
So this guy is worthy of it because he actually visited. And by the way, I don't agree with you that that's what puts it over the top. I completely disagree with you.
This makes it beyond a reasonable doubt.
Oh, please.
Oh, come on. You know this guy is sympathizing with 2 cop killers.
I don't know
You know that.
I don't know him. He believes they were unjustly convicted. That's what I imagine this is. He doesn't.
So you just whipped this visit to Cuba, you put it in your little drawer, it never happened.
No, it happened.
Okay, that's enough for a sitting president to say, you know what? This guy might be radioactive. I'm not doing it.
G. Gordon Liddy, in the Randy Weaver case, after the ATF stormed that facility, right? When he was talking about the ATF, do you know what he said on his radio show? He said, if they break down your doors, don't shoot them here because they're wearing protective gear. Shoot for the head.
Was that before or after Liddy made the gold commercial? Okay. You see, your craziness, that you bring this stuff in. Okay. I'm making you president of the United States, which is just
Every time
insane.
I come here, you make me president of the United States.
It's insane, I know. But all right. So you're sitting there, and you know on your resume, okay, you already have Reverend Wright. You got Bill Ayers, okay? And then a guy named Common comes in, and you know...
You mean that Fox News has already put these people as... They've basically connected the dots as though these are the most influential people in my life.
You have a history of associating with dubious people. You know that. I know it. Everybody knows it. And then you say, you know what? It's a good idea to bring in a guy who sympathizes with a cop killer. Do you think that's a good decision?
Here's what I think. I think Common believes that this woman
You're
was
the president.
unjustly...
Will you make that call?
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah, please.
If I'm the president and I'm booking my own poetry slams, throw me out of office.
Okay.
Because I would believe as president,
with pleasure,
I would have things to do rather than go over the list
how about your guys?
Poetry slammers.
How about your guys? You already have Wright. You already have Ayers.
Here's what I would think.
You already have Bernadette Dorn.
Here's what I would
so let's bring in Common.
Here's what I would think.
Let a quartet.
It's a poetry slam. Who gives a crap?
A lot of people do. This is National Police Week.
You know what, Bill? Let's do something nice for police, for National Police Week, you and I. Let's have us agree to promote a reinstatement of the ban on assault weapons, because that doesn't celebrate killing cops metaphorically or figuratively. It tries to get weapons that kill cops literally off the streets.
As you know,
that's important.
This is
is
nothing.
Done
any research.
No, you do support it.
Correct.
I'm saying, and why don't you get the entire apparatus here?
The apparatus.
The infection machine that is the overreaction.
You mean the diverse opinions that we have here? Unlike your network?
You have not a diversity of opinion.
Oh, stop.
You bring in people like Combs so you can beat him around the head with pillows.
He has no defense mechanism here. He's kind of just like, Combs is a smart guy.
He's a very smart guy.
He actually likes you, which...
I like him as well. He's a very kind of... Can I say this? I like you as well. It saddens me to see you wasting your time.
All right, now.
And by the way, songs are not literal. You know that, right?
Oh, stop.
Like when the Weather Girls sing It's Raining Men, it's not really precipitation of males.
All right.
It's a metaphor.
Stop attacking the Weather Girls. They're one of my favorite groups.
Are they really?
Yeah, I love them. All right. The thing I like about you is you do take cheap shots all the time, but you defend those cheap shots.
Let me tell you
do
something.
It very well.
That's not the only thing you like about me. I'm like a shot of Levittown right in your ass.
Now,
like
Iran's building, nuclear weapons over there, and if they get them, they might give them to some guy named Ahmed, who might then take them to Cleveland and blow everything up. So what are we going to do with that?
Well, doesn't Pakistan have nuclear weapons?
Yes,
and
they do.
Couldn't they give it to somebody?
I don't know. I don't.
Doesn't Russia have nuclear weapons?
Russia
Couldn't
does.
they give it to somebody?
They could.
The problem isn't the country that gets them. The problem seems to be the weapon. I think the strategy of what we've done, and again, thank you guys for ratcheting up the fear on this.
You're not afraid that Iran gets a nuclear weapon and they cause all kinds of
There's a
havoc
lot of
with it?
things to be afraid of in the world. I asked the guy,
You're a Jewish guy, right?
What?
You're a Jewish guy.
Who told him?
All right.
Son of a did you tell him?
So I believe
What
that
gave it-
I believe that the president of
What
Iran
gave it away? Was it my happy Hanukkah when I walked in?
I think
there is a war on Hanukkah in this country, mister.
I believe the Ahmadinejad, you know, he wants to drive you and all the other Jewish people into the sea.
So so I cannot control that. I cannot control what those things are.
What we can control is we can stop them from having the nuclear weapon.
Here's the thing. You might be able to stop them from having a nuclear weapon,
right.
But as technology grows and becomes more accessible to people, this is going to become an increasingly difficult problem. And here's what we can't do. Here's what we can't do.
What can't we do?
Our strategy for battling terrorism can't be that you overthrow governments and then make the United States military commit 150,000 troops to those lands until they can somehow stabilize the governments long enough so that you can prevent 10 people from plotting destruction in a basement.
It's bankrupting the country.
It's bankrupting the country.
But you don't seem too concerned about Iran. You just don't seem to be that concerned about it.
Because Iran, like most of these other countries, has a self-preservationist streak. And I am a firm believer that that self-preservationist streak keeps them, they understand. Look, there is no theory of mutual destruction with Iran. Let's say they get one off. It would be tragic.
Well, how will we trace it? We never trace it.
Please.
Look, they can't even get
absolutely
They can't even question the underwear bomber.
If somebody,
all right, they can't get a guy with underwear, and they can't get the answers.
Let's look at the geniuses we're up against.
Right,
Richard Reed was the airplane bomber. He tried to take that explosive and put it in his shoes.
Right.
It took them 8 years. And the plan they came up with in 8 years is, why don't we try sticking it under that guy's genitals? That's what they did in 8 years. They moved from the guy's shoes up to his underwear.
Right, and he got to Detroit, all right? So that's the frightening part about it. Now, trying Khalid Sheikh Mohammed in your living room, because you live downtown.
That's right.
And he's going to be in your living room.
That's right.
Are you down with that? You want that civilian?
I'd like him tried, honestly, in the pit. I'd like him right in there. And I'd like him to be executed at halftime of the Super Bowl.
But really,
and then reanimated so we could do it every year.
600 million, 700 million going to cost the city. We don't have any money here anyway.
I'm glad to see that you're suddenly very concerned about cost. I
am. I'm a fiscal conservative.
No, and I think maybe when the Iraq War was coming up, you might have mentioned that. It would have been a big help.
I said many times on this program that was not a good thing to do. All right?
You said you would apologize if they didn't find weapons of mass destruction.
And I did. I said I was wrong many times. That whole Iraq thing did not go well. Let's go back to
KSM.
Yeah, where he should be tried in front of a military tribunal.
Now, I'm not against military tribunals.
But you're waffling now. You're in the middle. I need a strong VP. I know you're waffling.
I'm not running with you.
Oh, you're not? You've turned it down already?
I am not running with you.
Come on.
I'm not going to be your VP because I know what that's going to be. I get one job, and that's to light the White House menorah. Not interested.
Okay, but look.
There are valid concerns about trying Khalid Sheikh Mohammed in a civilian court.
Right.
But one of the valid concerns isn't that it makes us a terrorist target and that it emboldens the enemy.
How do you know?
Because we're already a terrorist target.